Hey, hey, hey! Guess who's back from the grave after hearing that the Dual Katanas are out, baby! And after trying them out, testing it, all I can say is, what the fuck? Ayun na yun! Yan na yun!
Aray ko!
Awit! Anyways, let's check the skills. So the first one is called Auspicious Wind, a passive that increases your close range attack power, critical damage, accuracy. So this stacks up to a maximum of 3 stacks. So what this passive does is every time you miss, whether it'll be a skill or an auto attack, you'll be granted 1 stack of Auspicious Wind. This skill is a good addition to your kit, especially in some certain conditions, but not a core mechanic. So the next one is Gust. It is an active skill. When pressed, your character assumes the Dual Katana stance, and then converts all of your unsheathed power into attack and weapon attack. Additionally, the effect changes based on the direction of the analog stick input. Each direction triggers a different skill. Left for easterly wind, back for southerly wind, forward for northerly wind, and then right for westerly wind. And after casting all those skills in that exact order, casting Gust again will trigger the hidden skill, called the 4 Seasons. The 4 Seasons is good and all, it has a pretty good damage, but there are some things that I want to say about it, which we will talk about later. So the next skill is called Zephyr Rush. So this one surprised me a little bit, because this one gives you an insane amount of iframe. I mean a long time period of iframe. Not only iframes, this skill also deals a good chunk of damage. And that damage increases based on the duration of your invincibility, which means the more time you are in the air, the higher your damage will be. So I don't know if you can get more than 4 seconds of invincibility since my Zephyr Rush is only level 5. So I don't know if it scales higher when maxed. And the last skill is called Super Gust. So this one is the passive of the skill Gust. It increases the power of your Gust's normal attack, all the 3 stages, and then all the skill it changes to. So basically, it just increases the power and damage of Dual Katanas. So, my final verdict. It's mid. Yeah, it's mid.
What the fuck, man?
Okay, first of all, why is the setup too punishing? I mean, feel free to disagree or correct me if I'm wrong, but the main skill requires you to cast in 4 specific directions in order to unlock the 4 seasons. While the damage is decent, it's pretty good, the setup is so unforgiving. Mess up one input and you have to start the whole sequence over. I personally think it is not worth the risk in high pressure boss fights. Well, you can just say, well, you can just start all over again. No, it's a DPS though. Now, the next reason is the unjustified conversion of unsheathed scaling. Now, what do I mean by that? One of the biggest issues is how the skill Gust removes your unsheathed stats and converts it into attack and weapon attack. Well, that might sound like a fair trade on paper. In practice, it might actually hurt your overall damage potential, especially if you're not perfecting those executions of 4 seasons. Why it might hurt your damage potential, I'd say? Because the rest of the kit, outside of the no skills, the rest of the kit still relies on the unsheathed scaling. So when Gust strips those stats away, it essentially nerfs the effectiveness of your older, still relevant skills. Sure, those skills are still technically usable, but they are not performing at full power. Now, since you can't use Divine in a Dual Katana stance, which I feel like is a crime, I might say Gaia Tensei might actually benefit from this setup, since it doesn't rely on unsheathed to scale. In fact, The high attack boost from Gust might even make Garyu hit significantly harder. But that's just one skill. It doesn't make up for the fact that the rest of the kit takes a hit in synergy and effectiveness. Now, I wonder why not make it like Twin Ego from that Bogan class? A simple skill that enhances your normal attacks, or unlocking some skills like Gus and its variants like the Four Seasons without locking you out of your core abilities. I don't know, that's just a thought. And lastly, Four Seasons isn't practical. In theory, Four Seasons is a high reward skill. In practice, it's not just viable for many boss fights. The directional input is risky, time-consuming, and hard to pull off consistently compared to the old staples like Tenryu or Divine, which let you maintain stable DPS under pressure. Four Seasons feels like a gimmick with too many points of failure. I don't know, maybe I'm making a big deal out of this, but hey, it's a new skill, and I've been looking forward for this for months. And yeah, it's mid, but this just came out yesterday. Maybe we'll get more info soon. I've heard some things that you have to use Tenryu 4 out of 4, which that increases your 4 seasons damage. And also, since it works with Nokuichi Senesen, your HP must be low for more damage. I don't know, I've heard some things like that. Anyway, that is all, and I'm done yapping. That concludes the video. Thanks for watching, and Baku, eating out.